There is a Bible verse I could disagree with, but I'm not going to because I'm going to assume I don't understand the context of it yet. And I have not double checked it, but I want to get to double checking it and see if I can see the context. I think I've looked it up before and it seems to me there was no context. It is the love of money is the root of all evil. So I could disagree with that and say, wait a minute, isn't Satan the root of all evil? Or rejecting God and hating God the root of all evil? My hate for God, lack of faith in God, or thinking I'm better than God like Satan did, and he still wants to be better than God. Wouldn't that be the root of all evil? Well, it makes sense. That actually makes sense. And I'm bringing you real sense here, real evaluation. I'm not hating. I'm looking for the truth. I do believe in God. I trust Jesus because he rose from the dead. And he showed me love. Who else has showed me love in this world? Like real love like that. Nobody. Not parents, not family, not brothers, not sisters. That maybe I haven't misconstrued. I'm not slamming them right here and now. I could slam them at other times for that. But um, but really, who's really shown me real love? Only Christ. He's the only one that has the power to show love. That kind of love. I mean, we could do a miracle, maybe. But Jesus could definitely do a miracle. He healed the blind man. That's the first time I recognized his love, by the way. Not only his love, but his power to do it. So, I'm not going to disagree with the love of money as the root of all evil because I've seen it. I've seen people in religious sectors who seem to do everything right and they promote the Bible and everything else. But they believe in stewardship. A lot of people believe in stewardship and being a perfect steward. And they don't have one infraction, one wrong they've ever done in their life as far as sticking to the system. The system. Trust the system. Worship the system is the problem. That's the problem. But trust the system. Like I can't say, okay, I got a college degree and I qualify for everything and nobody else does. I can't go for it. They would say, trust the system. Just do it. Just say, you qualify to get paid $50,000 with this college degree, and you're going to do it and claim you're the most qualified to do the job because of this degree. No experience yet. Now, and it's a headache to have to go through the experience stuff and the internships and all those kind of things. And I disagree with that too. I think people should start getting paid, right? But so the system, I don't trust the system. I think it's very flawed. I want flexibility to be, I don't want you to stereotype me and say that college degree is the only thing you can do. You can't tell us if we're doing right or wrong when we put somebody in jail and they're not even guilty. Those kind of things. No, we can all assess that. We can all see, especially on video today, we can see who threw the first punch sometimes if they catch it. We can see that it was self-defense, but they'll deny self-defense. But we can all assess these things. And lawyers are smart. They can lie real good. They can keep hidden stuff. They can use power. They got power in the teammates to lock innocent people up. And they've been doing that for years. They've tricked us with drug laws and everything else. But, so I started off with the love of money as the root of all evil. So why do people, that might be true from that standpoint because people stick to that system for money. And they seem like they believe in God and they got a clean slate. They've kept all the rules, the main rules that people notice of sin, but they might not be a kind-hearted person. Or they may be in public but not in private. You know, that they may not be able, they may be against philosophy. They may hate philosophers like myself and think it's irrelevant. They don't see the value of philosophy because it can be hard to make money in the philosophical realm or in the artist realm or in the music realm, right? I think people should be paying folks for music. People should get paid. I'm not a person who asks for money because I have had a rough life. I mean, I've had a rough life and I thank God for giving me a rough life and saved me from having friends. He saved me the burden of having friends, in a sense. And I've never really loved hanging out too much with friends because they want to take all your time and they think it's not important. Philosophy is not important, for instance. So in my case, I notice that more than the average because I am into philosophy and studying and studying and studying. So observing, evaluating what really matters, right? Not just looking at people, but looking at concepts. So haven't fit in, but because I had a rough life, that's where I lost friends, right? I had cars stolen, all those kind of things. And because I've been the type that likes to help people that have been bullied. And that's how I got involved in it. That's the original way I got involved with a rough crowd, because I help people who have been bullied. That's bottom line. People will say, well, no, you like this. Well, no, there's a lot of temptations that come with that in society. If you really care about people who are isolated and have been bullied, you might be succumb to the same problems they're surrounded by, especially when it's as big as it is, when it's governments behind it and everything. And churches support the bullying. The religion supports the bullying based on, and it's drug laws. It's crooked drug laws. So they should have regulated medicines. They should have safe venues. They should have alternative venues to, but they want even armies from other countries running that are against. They want to destroy Americans. They want them running drugs and things. Fentanyl right now. They're doing it with fentanyl. So the love of money is the root of all evil in the context of when you're dealing with people. And I just came up with that. I didn't think of that before I made the post, but in the context of if you're dealing with people, it applies. But it's not the root of all evil in my view, as far as there was no money system when Satan, it was pride. I think Satan's pride, that was a root of all evil. And the Bible says that in other words a lot of times. So my point is I could disagree with some Bible verses, but I trust that I don't understand them because I got the main story, the main concept, and then I've been able to put the pieces of the puzzle together and realize, hey, this person that's trying to tell me not to trust those words are purposely taking it out of context, and they won't look at the context. They won't look at the previous verses, and they won't look at other verses in the Bible. And there's some verses sometimes that apply to certain circumstances and not other circumstances. Like when they talk about slavery in the Bible, they're telling you they're not promoting slavery, and there's no promotion. They're assuming if you're a slave yourself. I've been slaves. I've been a slave before. But if you're a slave yourself, you got to learn patience. You got to learn. I'm a slave to the system of America. I've been a slave to the bad part of America's system. And isolated, and it's a social realm, a lot of stuff. And I've been a slave to their rules of certain tax rules and different things. You know, everybody's a slave to I'm not going to call it slavery, though, to be a slave to pay taxes. You're just taking a part of your money and paying taxes. But when they make the taxes so high and they tax everything, there's a point where they're just making slaves out of us. And I would say all Americans are somewhat of a slave to the corrupt tax system at this point that Democrats put in place, and they want people to be slaves to the government. So they've done that, and I got about 1 minute left. And I didn't know this was going to be 10 minutes. It was going to be 30 seconds, or 1 minute is what it was going to be. But, and I was trying to do the side eye start here, but to make it look different than my other video. So you see the front of the screen and know it's a different subject. I'm not singing, I'm talking, and it's not my other talking video. It's the one that looks like this. So, anyway, I'm out of time, and I can't believe it. But, so I can't remember, I can't think of my next point because I just ran out of time to make 10 other points. Whew. So I'm going to conclude, and slavery, tax slavery. Anyway, so there's more than one kind of slavery, but the slavery of extortion and those kind of things, like what they're doing to Trump, they're trying to make a slave out of him. They're extorting him, and they're lying, and they're not even telling the truth about stuff like that. But they're doing it to a lot of people, and they're going to try to do it to everybody now. They're doing it by not letting us talk on the internet. They're trying to make slaves out of us, not let us talk and not let you hear this. And you need to put Trump back in office. You do, just to save your freedom.